So I'm sitting up here for the last 3 minutes talking to this damn phone. It ain't recording. I have my mask on. Don't wear your mask. I'm home. And I'm just talking and about ready to end it, and it's not recording. Got my t-shirt on. 400 years is up. Okay? Listen, I love t-shirts. And if you got a t-shirt you want to send me, inbox me and I'll give you my address. I want to talk about hip-hop in its form of 50 years. And I want to talk about hip-hop in its form from the very beginning when it started to take off in the Bronx. But now we also got to understand you can't exclude Mount Vernon and Yonkers. You know, the towns. You can't exclude Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Manhattan. Come on now. You got young brothers running around hanging out in the Bronx and they seen the DJs in their park and they wanted to do the same thing that was going on. And y'all gotta be like, listen, man, stop having an unintelligent conversation like shit wasn't popping off in other neighborhoods afterwards. Of course it did pop off in other neighborhoods afterwards. If I was over where Lovebug Starsky was, over there in Forest Houses, and I went down to 18 Park over in Patterson, there was DJs out there. If I went to Millbrook, there was DJs. If I went to Drew Hamilton, they was out there. But if you way up in the Bronx, Castle Hill, Soundview, 123, you know, Olinville Park, or if you over in the west side where Herc is at, you may not be able to travel to the east side of Harlem to see what's going on. You may not was able to get on the train that goes out to Wyckoff or Brooklyn to see what was popping off, Coney Island. You don't think brothers that travel came back and like, yo, man, this is what's going on. This is the new shit. Like, you can't say you've been to every park jam. I haven't been to every park jam, but I moved around. But I've been to a lot of parties. Queens, Brooklyn, deep out in Brooklyn. All the way out in Coney Island, the projects all the way down at the end of Coney Island, they was out in the parks. Back in 79. Doing the same shit we doing in the Bronx. New Los Avenue, all the way dead ass end of the 2 train, and just people was doing it. Far Rockaway, like that's another whole world. So when we start talking about hip hop in the early stages, man, just understand that people came and seen and took it back to their own neighborhood. Like that was the hottest drug. You want the hottest drug, and I'm gonna take it back to my neighborhood. And you gotta look at it like that. Stop being ignorant to think that, oh, yo, the Bronx held it down. But at the end of the day, if you don't think they were doing it out in the parks in Manhattanville and be fashioning them out in Drew Hamilton, and you go on the east side, Wilson Projects and 2nd Avenue, and over to Lexington Avenue, Johnson Projects, and if you don't think none of that shit was happening in other projects, at the beginning stages, guys getting on the mic afterwards, then you're crazy. Because I know I'm not crazy. Now, some people may not have been as good or may not have manifested as what was popping off, but they seen it, and they did it. They did it in Jersey City. They did it in Patterson. Like, it don't take long for something in the hood to grow, to expand. So after the blackout in 77, you don't think a year later to 78 summer that there's gonna be, this shit was gonna be all over. Everybody look forward to the summer to the DJs to come outside the park. So when you think about hip hop in the early stages, think about it, yeah, there was mad DJs all over the place playing music. But there was, yeah, okay, we can understand the DJ wasn't cutting, and it wasn't MCs and that. Yeah, a lot of that wasn't going on, so y'all need to cut that shit in the grass. Stop that bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, stop that bullshit. But what I'm trying to say, that young generation, okay, is the one that set it off. The ones that couldn't get into the club, we had to do the PALs, and that shit grew. Oh, yo, man, I was at this street jam and this party, and this guy was on the microphone and talking about yes, yes, y'all, or to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop at that body rock, or just throw your hands in the air and all that type shit. And what's your favorite genes and what's your zodiac sign? This is Leo and all that. Come on, that shit flew. Every borough, every block, that shit was like crack. So the Bronx should be happy. Now this. We know there's a lot of Mickey Mouse MCs and them people that's got on the mic and say, yo, so and so, your mama looking for you, and they were thinking they're MC. No, that's not an MC. Come on, like stop that shit. Stop. We know who from that time on, who was doing what, and who was hot and who was getting all the jams at the PALs and the gyms and all that. We know who's who. You know who's who. So a lot of y'all can stop that fronting and faking your history. Stop that bullshit, okay? Flies don't lie. So all I'm trying to say is right now, 50 years of hip hop is 2023. It's your brother Vansilk, aka BARELLA. Like I want y'all to please understand, like, yo, once shit started here, it grew fast. It grew real fast. And don't think it didn't. And that's my salute to New York City and the whole hip hop scene.